Hello everybody, happy Friday, April 24th. Another at-home workout, a long one, a lot of volume coming at you today. As you can see in this quarantine, I think it's like week 6, week 7, the hair is getting long and I'm learning how to play the guitar. Today, we got a 25-minute EMOM. We got 5 different stations. One of them is including rest. So total, you're going to go through this 5 separate rounds, 5 stations apiece, minute apiece for each station. So for the 25-minute EMOM, your first station is going to be 40 seconds of push-ups. Can either be done from your knees or unassisted, however or whatever floats your boat. Second movement is going to be air squats for 40 seconds. Third will be burpees for 40 seconds. And then the fourth, which is the last working station, is going to be power cleans with whatever piece of equipment that you have. We'll talk options for 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, barbells, medicine balls, whatever you have. We'll be doing power cleans for with that piece of equipment for 40 seconds on the 4th station, and on the 5th, we rest. So every station you'll be working for 40, resting for 20, and then at the top of the next minute, we'll dive right into the next station. So before we start the warm-up, again, we're going to talk all different pieces of equipment for your power cleans, tips on how I would approach this thing, pacing, and then we'll dive right into that warm-up. First movement that we're going to talk about is the first movement in the workout, push-ups. Again, either be done unassisted or from your knees. Small, quick sets right out of the gate here is totally fine, just as long as we stay consistent with how the timing of the breaks that we're taking. We don't want to be laying on the floor forever. We're only working for 40 seconds. But if you find yourself burning out really early, like maybe you come out like a bat out of hell in the first round or two, and you start to feel yourself burn out towards the end of that 40 seconds, it's not the end of the world if you make that mistake, because we got 20 seconds to recover before we hit the next station. And the next station after that, the second one, air squats, probably the easiest one to shake things out and catch your breath. Second movement is air squats in the workout. Probably the easiest working station that you're going to have here because it allows us to catch our breath the most. But even though we're going to be able to catch our breath here more than any movement that we have in this workout today, you're still going to rack up the most reps out of all 4 movements at this station. So my advice here, let's try to find a methodical pace about it. Try to get in a rhythm where we're just up, down, and we ride that exact same pace the whole way through these 40 seconds. Burpees is the 3rd station. Same thing as air squats. Same pace all the way through. We want to move at a pretty good pace because we're only going to be doing this for 40 seconds, but we're also not trying to do 100 burpees for time in this 40-second window before we move into the most difficult station, which is going to be power cleans, depending on your loading or piece of equipment that you're doing power cleans with. Power cleans is the last working station. It's the 4th station out of 5 before we head into that full minute of rest in the 5th station. Depending on what type of piece of equipment that you have at home, you guys kind of have the independence to or the freedom to load it on your own today how you would like. What I would recommend, if you're using a barbell, okay, let's do barbell first. If you're using anything heavier than grace weight, like 135/95 and up, quick singles out of the gate would be totally fine with me, but if you're going anything below that grace weight, that 135/95, I'd be looking for you to hook grip that thing and give me a couple touch and go reps before you have to set that barbell down, reset, and hit it again. 2 dumbbells, if you've got 2 of them, whatever weights you have at home is fine, but you'll have 1 in each hand. Your feet will be shoulder width apart. You're going to take 1 head of the dumbbell down to the floor so that it touches right outside. As that 1 head of the dumbbell touches, we extend up, catching in a power position, that quarter squat with your butt back. If you have 1 dumbbell, we're going to do the exact same thing, but you are going to take your legs out a little bit wider. I'd like to see the head of the dumbbell touch in between your legs down at the bottom. It's just going to be a little bit easier to keep in the center of your body that way rather than going out to the side. Once it's down in the middle of your body, that 1 head of the dumbbell hits the floor, we explode on up. If you're using 1 dumbbell, let's try to alternate arms right in that front rack position, and every rep we'll switch arms as we go. If it's more comfortable for you to maybe do like 3-5 reps at a time before you switch arms, again, that's totally fine. Play it how you want. If you have a medicine ball at home, if anybody who's close friends with me knows that I really love medicine ball squat cleans. Watching people do medicine ball power cleans can sometimes turn into a little bit of a nightmare. And I just don't think you get the same benefit of the movement with a medicine ball with doing a power clean as you do a squat clean. So if you've got a medicine ball at home, you don't have any dumbbells, you don't have barbells, or you just want to keep it light today, move. Medicine ball squat cleans, that's what we're going to do in place of those power cleans if you have that at home. Kind of the same thing with like a backpack. If you've got something that you can move pretty freely and you can drop down into a squat with that thing rather easily, backpack would be cool too. So that's how we'll split things up. That's how we'll approach weights, standards, pacing. And then obviously heading into your last station, that 5th station, you get a chance to rest before we hit it again 4 more times through. All right, first part of the warm-up today is going to be done independently on your own. I'm going to tell you what we got, and then we'll come back here to do a little bit more active stretching and static stretching. But what we got here doing on your own, you can just pause this video at the end of this segment. We're going to go 21, 15, 9 of deadlifts to start. I want you to, if you have the barbell, keep it really light. Dumbbells, I would prefer you just do this part with 1 dumbbell just to get things warmed up back there. And medicine ball, backpack, whatever you have, again, we'll just deadlift those right up to where the hip gets open. So 21, 15, 9, starting with deadlifts at a light weight, 1 dumbbell. If you have 2, I still want you just using 1. Lateral jumps over your piece of equipment, and then we'll go burpees divided by 3. You're welcome. So it's 21, 15, 9. Deadlifts, lateral jumps over your equipment, and then burpees divided by 3, which will be done 7, 5, 3 instead of 21, 15, 9. Go hit it. Come on back. Just riding the momentum of moving around in this warm-up, just right where you are right now, I want you to hit 10 lunges stepping forward, alternating legs, so 5 each side, 10 lunges stepping forward, 10 jumping air squats, and then I want you to finish with 10 reverse lunges right in place. 10 forward, 10 jumping air squats, 10 reverse lunges. Go for it. All right, now just right in place, I want you to get into a tabletop position. We're going to do 6 Spider-Man lunges, so 3 on each leg. You'll start at the top of a high plank. We'll bring that right leg forward, drive that knee out for a second or 2, and then we'll switch to the other side. Here's number 2. Here's number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And 6. Kneeling down on that left leg as best you can. I want you to take that right leg out beside you and walk those hands out so we're really stretching into your groin on the right leg. Just going to hold for a quick 10 seconds or so. Good. And then come on up off that left knee. We'll bend that right knee. Sit back on the right knee. Send the left leg out, so now we're into the left groin. And again, walk those hands out. Good, come on up out of that one. Now, lunging forward with your right leg. Going to go into a dragon stretch, which is really going to focus on that back hip flexor. So we're focusing on that left hip flexor right now as we lunge forward. And again, try to extend that back leg back as far as we can while still keeping that torso nice and upright. See the doors shut. The dog won't be visiting us today. He's downstairs sleeping. He went on a He went on a 5K with his mom this morning. So he gone. Good, and then from there we're going to switch legs. So right knee down on the floor, left leg lunged out in front, and again we're focusing on that back hip flexor, that right hip flexor. So try to send that leg, that foot, as far behind you as you can. Tell you one thing though, I have been taking a couple Peloton classes, maybe like once a week, because if the weather's not nice, I can't work out outside, and my basement ceiling height is too low to really stand up. So sometimes I do take a Peloton class, and man, I've been getting wrecked by that thing once or twice a week. I sweat on that thing I sweat on that thing like I do a 100-degree day at the Cove in the summer. But every time I get on it, go ahead and relax that one. From here, we're going to go upper body. Send your hands out in front of you. We're going to go child's pose out in front. Staying in child's pose, go ahead and face the palm of your left hand towards the ceiling. And then flip it so the right hand, palm of your right hand is facing the ceiling. Good, relax that one. Just go ahead and sit back on your heels. You're going to give me a total of 10 bear hugs. So left over right for 5. Right over left for 5, total of 10. Go ahead and hit that on your own real quick. Good, from there we're coming up into a tabletop position again. This time we're going to go to a high plank. We're going to do a total of 10 reps here, 10 shoulder taps, but we are going to do them very, very slow, okay? So at the top of a plank, you're going to follow along with me. We are going to go alternating. So right will touch left shoulder, left hand will touch right shoulder. We're going to do a total of 10, and we're going to do it at my pace. So starting with the right hand towards the left shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax that. Last thing we're going to do, replace your feet to where we're just standing head, chest, down over your toes for a nice deep hamstring stretch. And then slowly roll it on up. And actually, speaking of the devil, I think we have a visitor. Hey, dude. Celebrity. You want to stretch? But we're done stretching. You missed all of it. You slept through the whole thing. You're like your mom. You never want to warm up. So there you have it. 25-minute EMOM. Station 1, push-up for 40 seconds. Rest for 20. We start minute 2. Air squats for 40 seconds. rest the remainder of the minute. Third station, burpees, rest for 20 seconds. After that 40 seconds of work, and then again, fourth, last working station, we got power cleans for 40 seconds with whatever piece of equipment and whatever loading you are using. So after that 40 seconds and that fourth station is done, you will rest for another 20 seconds, and at the top of that fifth minute, we rest for 1 full minute. Once you are done, come back here for a couple of quick cool down stretches that you can do on your own. And don't forget, if you're going to be scoring this in Wattify today, let's talk about that real fast. Scoring in Wattify today is going to be the sum of your lowest rounds for each movement combined. So, for example, let's say you get 15 push-ups in round 3, and that was your worst round of push-ups out of any one of them that you did. 15 would be your score for push-ups. So that would be one of 4 numbers that you would need to add up at the end. Let's say that in round 4 you got 20 air squats, and that was the worst round out of all the air squat rounds that you did, all 5 rounds of air squats. 20 reps was the worst that you did. That would be the number of air squats that you would add into your score at the very end, so on and so forth for the other movements of burpees and power cleans. So that's what we got. 25 minutes, every minute on the minute. Come on back here once you're done, and we'll have a couple quick stretches for you to do before you start your weekend. All right, so real quick for our cool down, all on your own. This is what I want. I want you to start in a butterfly position, sitting on the floor with your bottoms of your feet together, and trying to drive your knees out, stretch into your groin, your hips. I want you to sit in that butterfly position for 1 minute, okay? When that is done, I want you to come up to one knee where, let's say, your left knee is on the ground, your right leg shoots out in front of you, your head, your chest comes down in to stretch out your hamstring on the right leg. I want you to sit in that stretch for 1 minute. Switch to the other side so that the left leg is out in front. We're going to sit there for 1 minute. And then lastly, for our upper body, we're going to lay with your belly down on the floor. Your right arm will come out flat beside you, and we'll kick your left leg around the backside to really stretch into your chest and the inside part of your shoulder. We will hold for 1 minute on the right side, and then we'll hold for 1 minute on the left side, okay? So that's a total of 5 minutes of stretching here at the end. So with your workout included, we got 30 minutes of work today. So cool down. If you want to hit that, we got 5 minutes of it on your own, and then your weekend can begin. Hopefully you guys had a good week.